Okay.
So we're live.
Hello.
Hello, Bharati.
Hello, Danilo. How are you?
Mhm. Good.
You're good.
So as we talked on our last video, we asked you guys if you guys were interested in joining us in one of Hanuman Chalisa chanting. On the last video, we talked about the power of mantras and how there are specific mantras for specific purposes, and how the Hanuman Chalisa is a very powerful one to release negativity and blockages. Something that I believe we need, to raise our vibrations. We need a lot right now, at least me. So we decide, and since a lot of you guys said that you guys wanted to join, we are going to do some live streams during this Corona time. So yeah, welcome, and yes, wanna say something, Bharati?
Yeah, sure. There's lots to say. So I also want to say, please, if you have any questions on certain things, you can leave us a comment. Danilo, can you see that? If somebody is in a live chat and make some comments, can we see that here? I think that would be good. And this time we
Yes,
announced it well, but we will do in the
yes,
future. We will learn. So we learn
yes,
through this, and actually, I really like this. I really like the idea to really go live with you and communicate with you. And so you can, as I said, you can chat us and you can let us know what if you have questions. Because, I think many people feel differently about the crisis. I mean, for me personally, I stay mostly in this house because we have a house where we lead darkness retreat. So I don't see so much difference in my personal life, but I see the craziness outside, and I see that we cannot receive guests right now, which is very bad. And I feel also that there's a lot of fear is there. What I personally feel is very important right now is to not get stuck in fear, and to also not get stuck in all the stories. It's very important to understand that we have to see things from another view sometimes of what the government or the media or even different people want to tell us. I mean, there might be some truth in everything, but we have to come out of the fear to raise above and to see what might be the higher truth about all of that. And so that is also something which I feel is also very important, that Danilo and I, we want to invite also different speakers step by step into HoloVibes YouTube channel, and to give you another view, to give you one more pair of eyes to see, like, kind of, okay, maybe there could be also this way. Oh, I could see things like that way. So, and we want to invite you to that, and we will also invite you to tell us who you want to see in the show, who you want to, our live stream. Who do you like us to invite here? What are your questions on us? And I personally want to say, I personally never had any fear of this virus. I just don't like government restrictions which take away all personal rights. That is making me a little bit alarming, not just a little bit. So that is my prayer here, that we kind of see that we have to be careful if there's a virus, for sure. We also have to be careful on what is going to happening right now. So we are also want to say that, your comments are also on that are very welcome. Your thoughts on that are very welcome. And yeah, right.
yeah. So some people are joining right now, and yeah, so we didn't schedule this before, so most of you didn't know about the live stream, but we will be doing this more, maybe 2 or 3 times a week. And as Bharati said, we will try to invite some guests to talk about everything that's going on in the world from different perspectives, from the spiritual perspective, from the economic perspective. We're trying to get everyone from, so we can like learn and expand as much as we can during this time. And also, I would like to welcome everyone: Poonam, Sharon, Mr. Jean. Saurabh, Jay, hello. And yeah, so today it's our first time testing this also. So we apologize if there's any mistake, and we also thank you in advance. And today we'll be doing the Hanuman Chalista. And if you have any question, you can just chat with us on the comments, and it will appear here on the screen, and we can communicate this way. Okay?
Yes. So I want to say something about the Hanuman Chalisa. So that is the text of the Hanuman Chalisa. I mean, I printed it out for my harmonium because I know it by heart, but sometimes I come into a trance and then I forget. Oh, completely locked down in India for another 21 days. Wow, I didn't know that. Thank you, Puna, for informing us. And I want to say, all the people, especially those who are from India, they know the stories about the Devatas and the Rakshasas. They know the battle of, especially Hanuman was fighting against Rakshasas, right? Against Ravana. And, we are still in a very intense time. We are in a Kali Yuga time. So sometimes the Rakshasas are not very obvious to see. Sometimes there are things that are tricky. So Hanuman is still a very powerful energy which we can invoke with the mantras. So the mantras are not just working on our mind and our energy, but they're also working on the energy field we are spreading. So when we listen to a chant like that, there's always some higher thoughts coming to us. There's also some energies created, and that is very much needed right now, especially if people are feeling in fear. Hanuman is a very, very powerful energy for bhakti, for opening your heart, for trusting, and he's fighting for the truth, and he is protecting. And we have some very powerful places where in the Hanuman Chalisa, where, wait a second, I want to tell you some verses. Okay, so for example, that means all problems and troubles will disappear if you remember and chant the name of Hanuman. So while we're chanting Hanuman Chalisa, we are creating that energy and we're creating a field. And the yogis never do for themselves; they're always also do for others. So I want to just invite you to also do that for others right now. To go with us, leave that personal space which we all have of worry and fears, and we all go through that together right now. We're all in this field. Let's raise above that right now. Let's chant for the earth. Let's visualize the earth because we are all one. The human race is one, and it's about the human race. Right now, what many people will maybe understand this lifetime or another lifetime later, this is a real war going on, and it's about the human race. Okay, and it's about freeing the souls, and it's so strong, that energy right now. So the earth needs that. So I want to invite you to see the earth from above and sending the prayers and love to that space and to our earth. So yeah, and if you don't know the Hanuman Chalisa, don't worry. There are different lokas, there are different worlds, and there are downwards and there are upper worlds. So right now we need to really pray to higher divine worlds. And Hanuman is in a very high divine energy. And we are calling up for help, we're calling up these divine beings to support us in our journey, in our spiritual journey, for helping the humanity, for helping the souls. And so if you don't know the Chalisa, you just hold your heart and you just pray for the earth and you just feel it in your heart, because Hanuman is a Bhakta. That means he has a lot of spiritual love for all beings. So, and he's the destroyer of the demons. And that is needed very much right now. Okay. So we chant now. And it doesn't matter if you believe in Hanuman, or I want to say that it's not about that one being, it's about the field of love and truth. That's about right now, and protection circles. Charana Sarochara Chani Chamana Makara Sudari Maranara Bala Bimala Chasu Joraya Kupala Chari Uri Nutana Chanike Sunaran Pavana Kuma Malavari Vidyani Amai Naru Kale Sabika Siyavana Ramachanda Varache Sharana Jaya Hanuman Jnana Guna Saga Jaya Kapish Tinalo Kaujaga Ramaduta Tulika Balagaman Shani Putra Pravana Satanama Mahavira Vega Pacharante Umati Nivara Samati Sakti Kanchana Varana Viraja Sabesa Kanana Kundala Kunchita Kesa Ata Pachara Pacha Viraje Anne Shankara Suvana Kesari Nandana Tejupata Maha Jagamandana Vidyavana Kuniya Chaka Ramaka Chakari Beko Raku Charita Suni Beko Rasya Ramalakana Sita Manavasya Suchma Rupadarisiya Indika Vikata Rupadarilanka Charama Marupadariya Surasakari Ramachandra Keka Sasanari Laya Sajivana Lakana Chiyai Siva Kumira Rashiyalai Rakupati Kini Bhakamarai Tumama Mati Bharataya Samabai Sasabadana Tumaru Chasakari Asakai Sripati Kandalakari Sanakari Kabrahmani Munisa Narada Sarada Saidai Yamakumbira di kapala chante Ubika kai sakikante Tumo pakara sutriva nikina Rama vilaya chapatanina Tumaro mantra vibhisha namana Lankeshvara vaya sapatrikachana Yuga sahasra chochana palapana Meyatai madhura palachana Prabhu Murika Mele Mukamae Jaladi Lambi Gaya Charatanai Ruda Makati Chakatake Chekne Sugamanu Gara Tumare Deke Amaduare Tumara Kavare Otana Kyavina Pesai Sampasukalai Tumae Sharana Tumarakshaka Pudarana Apanate Chusamao Apetino Lokanta Ketape Uta Pisacha Nikanayave Mavira Chapana Masanave Naseru Gare Sapatera Chapatanirantanani Matapera Sankatatena Lamana Charave Manakrama Vachana Jnana Chulani Sapapara Makapasvira Chatina Mega Chasakala Kimasaka Aura Manora Kachakoilari Soya Mikachivana Palapari Charu Yuga Marata Patumara Marasita Chakata Uchiara Saru Samchake Chumarakavare Asurari Kandanara Matulari Asta Sekina Nikina Kasabaradina Chanake Mapa Ramarasayana Kumae Pasa Sarara Kupatikera Kumae Bachanara Makopa Vechana Machana Kiruka Pisarave Anchakala Ragumara Murachai Jahan Chamari Bakari Ala Devata Chintanadari Anumutase Savasikalari Sankatakate Vitesa Papillera Josimiri Anumakabalavira Jai Jai Hanumana Kasari Kripakaro Gurudeva Kinai Josatambara Patakara Koi Jodai Bandi Mahasakoi Joya Maria Hanumana Chalisa Siddhisa Gita Visa Jyotsida Sasadar Jera Vichena Kadaya Mahavira Pavanakanaya Sankatarana Manda Mangalamurti Rupa Rama Lakshmana Sita Saita Nitya Masura Sura Rupa Siya Ramachandra Bharate Sharanam Jaya Hanuman Jnana Guna Saga Jaya Kapisha Dinaloka Jada Ramadutta Tulita Balata Sakamana Sundanama Mahavirape Kammacharange Umatine Varasmatine Samye Kanchana Varana Viraja Samisa Dhanana Kundala Konchitapesa Atapachara Pachavirache Kanne Chachane Osate Shankara Suvana Kesari Nandana Teja Patapa Majakapandana Yavana Kuniya Chatura Makacha Karimiko Rakucharita Sanjiveko Rasya Rama Lakana Sita Manapasya Suchmaru Padarisiya Indikava Mikataru Padarilanka Charama Vimaru Padariya Surasamari Rama Chanmate Gaja Samari Raya Sajiva Lakana Chiyai Seva Kumyara Rashiyara Lai Rakupati Kini Bhavata Parai Tumama Mapriya Bharadai Samabai Sasamadana Tumarocha Sakave Asakai Sripati Kamhalagavi Adika Brahmani Munisa Narara Sarara Saita Isa Yamakumbira Nikapala Chante Kaviko Mikakai Sakitante Tumapakara Sugriva Nikina Rama Vilaya Ruchapatatina Tumaru Manusvavinisha Namana Nankeshwara Vaya Sapachakachana Yuga Sahasvajo Chana Palavana Neyajai Madhura Palachana Nakumurika Melimukamai Jalari Lamnigaya Chiratamai Yuga Makacha Chakatake Cheke Sugamana Taratumari Tete Ramadware Tumarakavare Otanakya Vinabesai Sapasukalai Tumai Shadana Tumarakshakaka Omudana Apanati Chasamawan Petino Lokanta Pinkope Uta Pisacha Mikanayave Mahavira Japana Samari Nase Rodare Sapapera Japata Nirantanana Matapera Sankatatena Vimana Charave Manakrama Vachana Dhyana Cholave Sapapana Tapasvi Raja Tinakeka Chasakala Tunasaka Aura Manora Tajo Koilave Soya Mita Jivana Palava Charu Yuga Bharata Patumara Parasita Chakata Uchiyar Saru Santa Tumara Kavare Asurani Kandanara Patulai Asta Sittina Nitikena Savadina Janake Mata Ramana Saya Tatumai Sarara Ora Kupatikena Mai Vachanara Makopa Vechana Vachamana Devita Visarari Antakara Vara Purachai Jaham Chamari Bhakitari Aura Devata Chittana Dharani Anukase Savasukarani Santakake Vite Sapapira Jotsumere Anumatapalavira Jai Jai Hanuman Kasari Vika Karo Guru Devakinai Jo Satakara Bhatta Karakoi Jo Jai Bande Mahasakoi Joya Maya Hanuman Chalisa Oye Siddhi Saki Karisa Tulsi Das Sakari Chera Niche Nata Daya Mahavira Ravanantanaya Santakarana Mangala Murati Rupa Rama Lakana Sita Saita Vijaya Basura Sura Rupa Siya Rama Chinta Arache Sharana Jai Sitaram, Jai Sitaram, Jai Sitaram. Jaya Sitaram, Jaya Sitaram, Jaya Sitaram, Jaya Sitaram, Jaya Sitaram, Jaya Sitaram.
Mhm. Thank you very much, Bharati. Mm. So,
Maybe a minute in silence and feel the energy and send the love and healing to the earth.
yes. So, thank you all for joining us on our first live session. We probably we will do be more. We will have more live sessions, be it chanting or interviewing people. And for the next ones, the idea is to improve and to get better and better. And Sharon just shared how she was feeling anxious and felt an energy rush throughout her body a few seconds, and then she felt completely calm. I had the exact same experience. As soon as I closed my eyes, I was somewhere else, and I had to keep myself focused so I don't go too far away, because I wanted to check if someone was commenting something. I wanted to be here, but at the same time I was there, so I was like and coming down and coming down. So I think it was a very beautiful experience,
Yes, and
even
we
though I
need
don't
that right.
know.
Yeah, we
Yes.
need that right now, because that is what the negative energy wants. They feed on fear, The negative energy feeds on fear and anxiety, and they are producing it. Yeah. So whenever you see things which is hyping, and it's made up, you always can feel there's an energy behind it who is forcing that. And so the only way for us to get out of it, to raise our vibration. And I have to say, please be kind to yourself also, because mostly we try that with our mind, and then we feel bad if we know all that. We know we should be calm. We know all that things, and we cannot do it. And it's a challenging time, and that is normal. And we have to be kind to us. We have to kind to others right now. We don't know what they're going through, And so kindness is something we have to practice also, to accept our feelings and not suppress us, because that's dangerous. If we suppress our feeling, and then we have to have a fake positive energy. So that's why mantras are so powerful, because they can transform that energy. And also there's the
Yes.
secret bhakti. Bhakti means the bhakti yoga means the yoga of the heart. The secret of the bhakti yoga is also that when you give, when you don't chant for yourself, when you give, just we pray for the earth, we are also getting some energy. The divine is feeding us again. And So it's a cycle, and so we have to keep on that cycle. So if we only think on ourselves, then also we get more anxious. So in this time, it's if you're really heartbroken, if you're really not good right now in your mind and your heart, try to help others. You will feel that love that comes back to you, that energy. You're doing something will also bring you some more divine energy, because they are up there, they're just waiting. They are just waiting for people to use, in a positive, good way. And so we should do that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes, mantras are very powerful. And actually, there is one question about mantra. What mantra for bringing your soul back home?
Yeah, so that's their mantras. The name are Mukti mantras, so because there's a name for Jivan Mukti, that means a soul who is going home, who is not incarnating here anymore. And I'm sure there are some souls who are already Shivan Muktis, and then they just underestimated this illusion, this Maya of this planet, and then said, oh, okay, I just come back here, and then like, oh my gosh. But karmically, they don't have to be here. But once you're in that illusion and that Maya, you forget where you come from. So that Mukti mantras, they're very strong ones, and Hanuman Chalisa, to listen to that, is one of them. And there are some more. There's a light mantra. So if you are interested, Danilo and I, we can do some sessions for you here about that. And we can even create some online courses to go deeper in depth if you really have interest. I do that since many years already in Germany. But we can do another video of the light mantra, also a live stream also, where we can teach you how to use it and chant like we chant now the Hanuman Chalisa. We can do the light mantra, and I can talk about a very powerful yogi. His name is Ramalinga Swami, and he gave a mantra. It's called also the grace mantra, because that mantra is transforming karma, and it's opening our heart chakra so big. So there's not just one mantra, there are many Mukti mantras, but it's
Yes.
also important to have a lifestyle which is fitting that energy.
Yes. So if you guys are interested, we can make a special video and share like some mantras for specific purposes. Like Bharati said, she is an expert of mantras, and if you ask her anything, she will have a mantra for that. And I think that's really amazing, and we are really blessed to be here together also. So, and one thing that I felt very strongly is, and I also would like to share, is the first one is um, we should all be doing some practice in, especially in this moment, because as you've seen, a little practice can bring a very powerful change, not only ourselves and in our surroundings. And the second thing is, once you feel that energy rush, once you feel that peace and all that positive energy coming to you, don't end it there. Enjoy it a little bit, and then send it out to the world, send it out to the people. And because a lot of times this happens to me a lot, like a good energy comes and you stay enjoying there, and then I forget to then later focus that to the planet. So especially this time, I think it's very important for us to do the practice for us and for everyone. And I think today was very powerful because, if only 3, 5, 10 people connect with the same purpose, same mindset, the energy gets so much bigger. So yes.
Especially in a time where the energy is so much suppressed, and I cannot imagine that India is locked up for 21 days right now, because India has so many temples and so many places, and they keep up that energy from that temples. And so especially now when the temples are not open, we have to make the home out of the temples. Yeah. So we have to at least have one corner, where we practice and where we make this temple and vibrate to everywhere. I mean, not just in India, but we just were in India, Danilo and I, with a group. And I showed them my most beautiful favorite power places, and we met some yogis. It was really nice. And I'm really thankful that we still was able to do that group before the coronavirus hit. I cannot imagine being there with my group right now, sitting in quarantine. I mean, have a 21-day energy process. So even those people, if you're stuck there, use your time, to practice and to meditate. And it's always important to choose practice over fear. And sometimes it's hard because if you're happy, then it's easy to meditate. When you're already fine, if also my husband, he said for some weeks ago, he said, if you don't have stress, if you don't have children, and you don't have a lot of workload, it's nice to be always balanced, la la la. But the real practice is to be completely in stress, to have sorrows, to have things, and you still practice. That is, and that is a negative energy tries to bring us to that level that we don't practice anymore. Yeah. And that is important that we don't stop, that we, especially there, if we feel we don't have time, we should meditate an extra 15 minutes. If we feel stressed out, if you feel today I cannot do it, you have to do an extra 30 minutes. And you feel that energy, and especially Hanuman Chalisa is a very powerful tool for that, yes.
Yeah, so we don't want to make our sessions too long. We want to make short and compact sessions, but we'll be doing more frequently. So I see there are a lot of questions, not a lot, but a few questions. But I will also ask you to bring it to our next sessions also. There's just one last one that I would like to answer is, how do you couple with truth once you figure out who you were in your previous incarnation? So, yes. Do you want to talk about this one, or should I talk?
As you like.
Okay, you can share with us then.
You can share.
Because it was something that we just learned from the India trip that
Yes.
we went together. So there, one of the swamis from the Ramalinga Swami ashram where that Bharati was talking about, he answered this question. Like there's someone from our group made the same question, like a similar question, and he answered how actually just like the past doesn't matter, our past lives doesn't matter as well. What matters is what we're doing right now. You could have been a very powerful person, you could have been a very good or bad person, all that doesn't matter. What matters right now is what you're doing right now, right? And so don't, like, even though if you remember, even though if you have a lot of things from the past or that you get there, don't worry about them too much, or don't build the ego of I did that, I was that, like, and try to just be your best here. So that's what brought in my mind.
I also want to add something. There is some experience and enlightenment where you start to remember, where you start to see in your third eye, and it's like a movie. And maybe that question is also about that because in after I chanted many years mantras, I had some experience where I saw things which were not nice. So in the beginning, when I entered the journey, I felt it was always nice. So once that opened, I saw, oh my gosh, in that lifetime I was not nice. I did these things, and it was hard to cope with that. It was really, I had to learn to self-forgive and also to see that, okay, there's now a new body and I have a new chance. And for me personally, I got very thankful. I got a deep understanding about how karma works. And I accepted certain things which might be felt like a hardship in my life in some areas. And I started to understand and accept. And from that point, when that acceptance comes, then you can go out of that. And also, there are many yogis who can see until 7 lifetimes in the future, if they want to choose to come back, if they're not Jivanmuktis. And I know some crazy yogis who say, I know all the Mukti yantras and mantras, but I come back in this craziness because the world needs the light. I mean, can you imagine? They're very dare and dash, beautiful yogis, and their plan, even their next lives. And I think what is always important that we also understand everything is temporary, and to always come back to that of who we want to be, what energy we want to give to the world, what we put into that energy right now, in that energy field right now. and who we choose to be. That is very important, and not hang on in some past or in the future. To also come always into the now. But there are experiences where your consciousness experiences so much that you start to see those things, yes. And then of course you have to integrate that. And that's also intense because the people will see you still how they see you. They don't see, oh, this person is seeing their last 5 lifetimes, and they don't see that. So my experience also, as more you grow in the spiritual, there's also more loneliness in there. So, and there's a chance to, in that loneliness, that God is filling up that cup, you know, and that cup is filled up by divine energy. And certain things you can only share with God. There are certain things only God understands. And that is also, that brings us a very strong connection. And that is how, especially if you chant, for example, to Hanuman or to different entities, how certain yogis get so close that the devas, that divine energies even start to communicate with the devotees. That is especially the point. There's a sweetness in that pain, and after that, after a long time of sadhana, of spiritual practice, that can come. So don't worry if you feel lonely or if you have experience you cannot explain. It's always to, again, open your heart, open your heart, open your heart. Never stop doing that. That is very important, no matter what you go through.
Okay. So, yes, I guess this is it for today. We'll be announcing when we'll do the next Hanuman Chalisa and when we'll have some special guests for our channel as well. So, I think to end, we could do 3 ohms and the Shanti mantra.
Yes.
And
The Shanti
then, yes.
mantra, yeah. Then we end. So Shanti mantra is also very powerful, is because the Shanti, Shanti, Shanti means peace for me, peace for the people I love, peace for all the universes. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu means may all the beings, not just humans, may all beings be blessed by light and consciousness. So that's a beautiful prayer we have to do. So that's very important. So let's pray together, and happy to see you soon again. And thank you for joining.
Yes. Thank you.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Okay. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. And see you on the next live stream or on the next video. I hope you guys can take this energy to wherever you are. Thank you.
And take care too. Thank you. Bye.